So, and we are live. Sali heute zusammen und grüezi miteinander. Welcome to the second edition of the Swiss German Initiative. My name is Fabian, and thanks to a lot of work and a misunderstanding of time and date, I'm here without a co-host. So, bear with me. I can only check the chat between the slides and at the end of the segments of the stream. I usually aim for about an hour, but due to the circumstances, this stream will probably be a little bit shorter. I had to rewrite a couple of parts. Therefore, as a reminder, if anybody is interested to be either moderating or even be a co-host, please get in contact with me via Reddit. So, let's start. I don't see the stream. 1 second. Oh no, it's up and running. So, let's continue. Just a small follow-up from the last episode regarding the reputation of the Swiss during the Middle Ages. I didn't bring any sources, so here they are. And I will not get into it, but if you want to read it, simply pause the video. But it would be preferable after the live stream. 1 second, I will check the chat. Okay. I wanted to get this segment in, but without a co-host, this is not possible today. So, as I cannot do the stream and manage people to get people on the stream at the same time. But still, as a reminder for the next episode, if you want to join the stream, please create a Discord account, comment your account or the name of your account in the respective join the stream post, which are pinned on our Schweizerdeutsch sub, so that we can send you the link so you can join. And another reminder I had is that, I was told, you should always say leave a like and subscribe. But anyway, I'm a little bit inhibited to do that, which brings me to the next section, which I call Heroes and Villains. In this, I will present texts from people, imaginary or not, which had an impact on Switzerland. So let's start with my absolute ghost, Hans-Peter Motter, aka Money Motter. And for people who don't know what the goat means, it's the greatest of all time. And just as a side note, look at this beautiful Swiss steer. Nothing says more that you did something wrong than this steer. Anyway. Unfortunately, he died at the age of 36 in a car crash in 72, so he's long dead now. But yeah, he's still influential, or I think. And although his songs are meant for children, most of them have a deeper meaning. And at this point, you see, I never want to be political or have political content on this stream. But I think one thing is, has to be said. See, I don't care on which side you're on. If you listen to people like Andrew Tate or the other side on Hassan Piker, or if you like Trump or Biden or whatever camp you identify with, all of them lack modesty. And this is where inhibitions are a big part of it, or lack thereof. So let's start with the song. This is Berndeutsch, by the way, so it's really unfortunate that the Berner colleague, Lele, isn't here, because he could have given more insight. But anyway, I will read it first in Berndeutsch. If it differentiates too much from Zürichdeutsch, I will give the Zürichdeutsch version as well. Else, I will just translate it in German first and then in English. So, yeah, let's start. So we have: Es gibt Leute, die würden allentwegen nie. Es gibt Leute, die würden allen Weges nie. Now, allentwegen, English first. There are people that would anyway never. And allentwegen literally means anyway. but you probably have heard it under a different expression like allweg or away. But this is not used in Zürichdeutsch, or you could, but yeah, it's not used. But it's funny because it's exactly the same thing as you would say anyway. Alle, any, wege, weg. So, next one. Es Lied vorsingen, so wie ich jetzt hier. Ein Lied vorsingen, so wie ich jetzt hier. To sing a song to somebody like I'm doing it right now. Now, this is an absolute like a Bernese form. You wouldn't say it like that in Zürichdeutsch. In Zürichdeutsch, if I have to say the exact same thing, I would say, wie ich's grad da am machen bin. So we have the emphasis on that you're doing it here, they, and the Zürichdeutsch has the emphasis that you're doing it right now. Next one. I singe kein Preis, nein. I singe, to sing one not one song, but to sing once, like that. It's an expression. Let's say if you go have a drink, you would say, gehen wir eins trinken. Or if you want to sing now with a friend or something, you would say, ja, tun wir eins singen. And so forth. Kein Preis means simply price, also keinen Preis, for no price. But the actual expression in High German would be für keinen Preis der Welt. Or in English, you would use for anything in the world. Then you have Pyötis nei. Pyötis stands for behüte es. A German would say Gott bewahre. In English, that would be God forbid. Now, behüten or bewahre means to care or to keep something safe, which it means the same but aren't the same word. So it simply means under no circumstances. Will sie Hemmige hei, weil sie Hemmungen haben, because they have inhibitions. Sie wäre vielleicht gern im Grund genommen frech. So, sie wären vielleicht gerne im Grunde genommen frech. Also in English, they probably would like to be cheeky or sassy. It's it's a little bit different because here it means confidence or to be confident, and therefore you could be cheeky or sassy. Und denke, das sei ihres große Pech. Und sie denken, das sei ihr großes Pech. And they think it is their misfortune. Und es lastet auf ihnen wie eine schwere Stein. Und es lastet auf ihnen wie ein schwerer Stein. Now this is an expression that the whole Switzerland uses, not the Stein part, but the belastet. Because if you're concerned or stressed, or you have a burden of something, you would say, das belastet mich sehr. Or, es war auch noch recht belastend gewesen, wie das passiert ist. And so forth. It's used kind of a lot. Dass sie Hemmungen haben, because they have inhibitions. Excuse me. Ich weiß, das macht einem heiß, verschlägt einem die Stimme. Ich weiß, das macht einen heiß, verschlägt einem die Stimme. Now here, es macht einem heiß is not meant in a sense of arousement. Now it could mean that. You could say somebody is hot, like, die ist aber heiß. But here it's meant that you get nervous, so you get sweaty. So this form of hot. And verschlägt ein Stimm. Verschlägt actually means to beat up somebody. But if you say it like that, if it's verschlägt die Stimme, excuse me, it means that you get stuck while talking. So this is verschlägt die Stimme. Doch dünkt ein manchmal auch sich's nicht so schlimm. Dünkt means seems like. Oh, sorry, first German version. Doch dünkt es einen manchmal, es sei nicht so schlimm. Es ist gleich ein Glück, auch wenn mir's gar nicht weh. Es ist dennoch ein Glück, auch wenn wir es gar nicht wollen, it's still luck, even if we don't want it, dass wir Hemmungen haben, because we have inhibitions. Was unterscheidet der Mensch vom Schimpans? Was unterscheidet den Menschen vom Schimpansen? Or English, what differentiates humans from chimpanzees? Es ist nicht die glatte Haut, der fehlende Schwanz. Es ist nicht die glatte Haut oder der fehlende Schwanz. It's not the smooth skin or the missing tail. Nicht, dass wir schlechter Bäume raufkommen, nein. Nicht, dass wir schlechter auf die Bäume, oder in Germany would say, nicht, dass wir schlechter die Bäume erklimmen können. So in English, not that we are worse in getting on top of trees, that we have Hemmungen, dass wir Hemmungen haben. Man stellt sich Männer vor, wenn es anders wäre. Man stelle sich Männer vor, wenn es anders wäre. One would imagine man if it would be different. Und es käme ein hübsches Meiteli daher. Und es käme ein hübsches Mädchen daher. And there would and a cute girl would come by. Now, this is how I say this is old. This is from the 70s. So this was before outrage culture or that you how I say. It was during a time where it's still called a married woman a Frau, so Miss, and how I say, an unmarried woman is Fräulein, which is Mrs. But we don't use them or those terms anymore. Jetzt schauen wir doch höchstens ein auf die Beine. Jetzt schauen wir doch höchstens ein bisschen auf die Beine. Now we only look a little bit at the legs or stare at the legs. It's not staring, it's looking. But yeah, it's meant in that sense. Weil wir Hemmungen haben, again. Und wenn man sieht, was heute der Menschheit droht, so, und wenn wir sehen, was heute der Menschheit droht, and if we have a look what is threatening humanity today, so sieht man wirklich schwarz, nicht nur rot. See, there's a little bit a difference in how it's used in English and in German, because you could use a sea red like in English, so that you're really confused with look. Okay. I just read the comment. You could use a sea red as in English, but it's mostly not used that way. It's more in a manner that's probably heard from the meme from the red pill and the black pill. So for the people who don't know what it is, taking the red pill is seeing what's wrong with a situation or society or whatever, and taking the black pill is basically giving up on something. Here is seeing red, seeing what's wrong, and seeing black, seeing that it's really bad or unsolvable. It's meant in that sense. And the seeing black part is still used today. If something doesn't work or you don't believe in it or so on, you would say, da sehe ich aber schwarz. So, still used. Was man kann hoffen, ist allein. Und was man noch hoffen kann, ist alleinig. And the only thing that we can hope for is that they have Hemmungen, dass wir Hemmungen haben. So, now, does anybody have questions regarding that song or anything which is in it or so forth? Just have to wait till the stream catches up if somebody has anything, and else I will continue. Just give it a couple of seconds. Okay, I don't see anything coming in. So let's continue. The second part I wanted to have or want to go over it is the pronunciation. And I think it's weird that a lot of language classes don't have a strong emphasis on pronunciation when you start to learn a language. I think it's a little bit like singing a song without it's a lot to take in. I would love to hear how siluaga is used in general. Okay, siluaget. So in Zürichdeutsch would be siluaget det hi, or let's take a sentence. Luagen in general. For instance, I watch TV, ich schaue Fernsehen. I like to watch TV, ich schaue gern Fernsehen oder wie auch immer. Ich schaue mir heute Abend noch die Sendung an. Would mean I watch this episode this evening, or this TV show. Another thing with schauen. Then schauen wir mal means we will see. It's the same expression. So you know that, okay, we will handle it in the future. Yeah, we will see. Ja, dann schauen wir doch mal. And it's basically, yeah, it's the same like see. I'm not sure where you would use it differently. Or do you have a specific sentence where you think the luege is used weirdly? Could you write or could you type that? I have to wait a couple of seconds till the stream is up. Follows. Or I will continue and so schauen and sehen together. Yes, Swiss German is a lot easier in that sense. And here with the pronunciation, I have the same thing again because let's do the part and then, or this slide, and then you will see it's the exact same thing because Swiss people are way easier in using some or in Swiss it's in Schweizerdeutsch it's way easier to use some words, or you don't have to differentiate. You just use one word. So schauen is the same as schauen oder sehen. Sometimes I had anschauen, which throws me off. Okay, anschauen simply means to look at something. Ich schaue mir das an. I look at that, and so yeah, you need to anschauen. Look at something. Then you have zuschauen, which means to follow something, to watch something. So if you go to a show, you go to you actually will you will look at the show. You would say ich schaue der Show zu. Okay, let's continue. Okay, where was I? Yeah. Anyway, when you start a language, you don't have a lot of emphasis on the pronunciation when you start a language. It's a bit like singing a song without knowing the melody, and it leads to learning the language incorrectly, which at a later point will be difficult or nearly impossible to relearn. For instance, for me, it's the TH sound in English. But we'll get to that in a further point. So to get to the, how you call that, words, or the one other thing where Swiss people only use one word where you have to differentiate in German is in the following sentence. So a Swiss person would say, and I tried with the most Swiss accent I can do, ist, wenn ein Schweizer Hochdeutsch redet, dann tönt das so. And this is a sentence where a German would go, what? Oh well, a Swiss person. Because sprechen und reden, Swiss people use reden for everything. So sprechen in English is speak and reden is talking. And we have schwatzen as well, but that's like to have a little bit of, not gossip, but it's a little bit more impolite way to say that you're talking to somebody, or colloquial way. So kann Schwatz gehabt, but you don't use it that much. It's older, or it's more an older way to say it. Apart from ich habe ein bisschen geschwätzt mit dem. So I just talked a little bit with somebody. So if I have to use that in a sentence or another sentence, in Swiss German I can say ich rede fließend Englisch und ein bisschen gebrochen Italienisch, which would be for one-to-one translation in German. Ich spreche, not ich rede, ich spreche fließend Englisch und gebrochen, or with the Swiss way, ein wenig gebrochen Italienisch. In English, I speak English fluently and, again, insert the Swiss part, a bit broken Italian. And here, just a small fun fact that speaking broken or brokenly actually stems from a torturing method called Radebrechen or Rädern, which was done in the Middle Ages. So you have Rad, which means wheel, and Brechen, which means broken. And yeah, it was a pretty gruesome way to torture, so I will not further elaborate. And the other thing is Klang und Ton, where in Swiss German you can simply say oh, es tönt, alles tönt. Where in German you have to differentiate between Klang and Ton, where Klang is the quality of a sound and Ton is the sound itself. So in German you only say Ton regarding a tone and Klang for the sound quality. And Swiss German, you just say, oh, das tönt. Das tönt mir aber noch Italienisch. It sounds like Italian. So, now for the pronunciation, it's a little bit difficult over the microphone, but I hope you hear it, because differences can be really subtle. And I'm not the most trained person in copying accents, so I'm not really that good at it, but I want to show you a simpler way to imitate the way the other language talks. And to do that, there are actually only two main differences how you produce a sound. One is where we stop the airflow or let the airflow through for the consonants. And the other one is how you hold your tongue, or how big the cavity is in the back of your tongue. And just as a side note, this is why when a Swiss person hears an American talking or a native English person talking, we would say it sounds like he has a potato in his mouth. Der redet, als hätte ein Herdöpfel im Maul. And while Germans have a little bit more of a cavity in the back, produced with the tongue, it's not to an extent as the English speaker, so it's not enough to be audible. But they still do it. And the result is, if you have the tongue further down, the angle changes. So this changes the point where your tongue stops the sound for the stopping sound, so T or G or so on. And just for your information, I will promise I use those terms only as in a descriptive manner. You don't have to learn them, and I don't know them by heart. So let's start in the back of the throat with a glottal stop. The glottal stop is the O sound. The not the O, but the stop. The O. Oo. It's the one that you use in Arabic called Hamza. It's this one in the back of the throat, this one is really difficult for us because we only have it on one side. We have it stopping, and they stop and then use a vowel. So Hamza. I can't really pronounce this correctly because I haven't learned that, but that's that point. Then you have the velar, where the Swiss G, K, or our lovely comes from. The palatal sound, that's where Germans or Swiss German make the J sound, so Jäger, or the Jäger, but the G is made at the same point or position, and it's the same as English speaker would say yellow. Then we have the alveolar, where we do the S and the Z, so tz. And then we have the dental sounds. And now here comes my problem with learning the pronunciation incorrectly, because this is subtle. It's the think or thank, the FS or FS for a Swiss person, or the slight D when you say other, the sound. And as German or German speakers don't really have that sound, it's pretty difficult to keep that in. I know kind of how to do them, but I still fail at it. And the last one would be the labial, which simply means done with your lips, so the F sound, like. So let's get to the next part. Let's get to the cavity. I couldn't find a simpler picture for the division of the tongue, which would be useful for this exercise. So forget about the taste or the title of the tastes. It's 1 second. The English TAs is interdental. Lol. So you really have to stick your tongue. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, keep it easy. And sorry, I missed the point. Where are we? Oh, yeah, exactly. This is how you actually are able to. So you can move the parts of your tongue independently. So and it fits pretty much. It's easier than have the correct terms up here and so forth. You can try it yourself. You can fold up the sour. You can how you say, stretch and fold and so on the umami. You can lower or raise your tongue with the bitter. You can get up the tip of your tongue in the sweet zone and so forth. And actually, the two parts which are different is lowering the bitter part, and stretching or tensing up the umami part. This makes actually the whole difference is in those two parts, except from the rolling R, but I say that's for another one. So to get more specific in that, if you combine that, you get certain positions where like a bass position. You see, this is a simplified version, but it's just to help to keep eine Stütze, how you call that? When you have a small saying or a small thought which actually can bring you further. It's not really correct or 100% correct, but it helps to learn the correct pronunciation. So we have the American. Sorry for the British people, but I can't do the British accent, so I put in the American flag. There is the cavity is the biggest, and you actually projected the air a little bit up. This leads to more of an angle, so the stops when you say a G or so on, it will move forward. Now, if you have the Germans, this is a little bit lower, but still it's further, or the stops are further up front than for the Swiss people. And for Swiss people, it's nearly flat. And then I put the Italians in there because it's kind of the same pronunciation, but you do it shorter and like with an open mouth, with a little bit more open mouth. So Swiss German to Italian, if you take an A, in Swiss German is A, and in Italian it would be A. It's just a little bit, just open that mouth a little bit more and let it out. Or try to project it up front. English here. Okay, we don't have any further comments. Okay, here I would like to. I'm not sure. I will try it to do it with the word hollow. So first do it with the American position, then the German, then the Swiss German, then the Italian. And afterwards, I will let, I say, an English speaker pronounce it, or probably you know the Ich bin ein Berliner, and then an American, and then an Italian to which talk German. So you hear the differences a little bit better. So if we have the American who says hollow, he will do like a hollow, hollow. If you have the German, in German it's hallo, hallo. A little bit less. Schweizer hallo, nearly straight tongue. And then the Italian allo, hallo. It's a more pronounced A and a more pronounced O. So if we go to the actual talkers, we have the
Ich bin ein Berliner.
For the English, or an American trying to pronunciate Deklarationspflichtige.
Deklaration bepflichtige.
Okay, the last part isn't correct, but you hear it. Deklaration. It's just the tongue is further down, and there's more tension on the. Let's go back again. Oops, look. Oh no. More tension on the umami part, which gives the sound. Further, and then for the Italian part. So,
LG, die Spieler wie 2 oder 3, die Spieler waren schwach wie eine Flasche leer. Haben Sie gesehen Mittwoch? Welche Mannschaft hat gespielt Mittwoch?
and that's simply the position of your tongue and the resulting, I say, sound for the consonants. Okay, let's continue. Then I will go through a couple of, the letters. And yeah, afterwards, I think it's fine for today because I need a co-host, and it's pretty difficult to do this thing alone. So we start with an A. So in hello, the B is probably the same. So don't bother about that one. Words with C is Swiss German or German don't really has words which are native and start with a C. They're all borrowed from another language. So you have words like creme, which in Swiss German Crème, then Campingplatz, Campingplatz, cello, cello, Computer, Computer, Currywurst, and Swiss German Currywurst. And for the, here we go. And then we get to our lovely, well, I guess everybody knows Chuchichashli. Now, the difference between a German and a Swiss German is the Swiss, in the German one, you don't actually have a rasp. Excuse me. You do it like you imitate an angry cat. So if we use a word, ich in Swiss German would be ich. in German. So you hear the angry cat? Ich. And yeah, I guess this is a lot of to take in, and unfortunately, as I said in the beginning, I don't have a co-host. This presentation, or however you want to call it, was actually produced for 2 people and not for 1. Then I had to rewrite it yesterday, which was kind of annoying. So yeah, it's a little bit a lot of stuff, but or a lot of information, but I hope it was still helpful. So I still have the slides in, but next part is the sources. If you want to recap the song or listen and understand other Mani Matter songs, Berndeutsch.ch is really a good source for that, because you can enter the Berndeutsch word, it gives you the German translation, and from that you can continue. Because if you Google Swiss German words, a lot of time nothing will nothing will pop up. So with this source you could actually learn it yourself, and yeah, have a little bit of Swiss culture in there. So we get to the end, or to the questions, and again I have to wait till the chat refreshes. Oh, I have only top chat and not live chat in, but I'm not sure, probably we don't have anything, and else it would be for this week. Again, if there is anyone talks Swiss German, doesn't care which dialect at this point, because I just need either a co-host, or if you're interested in moderating or helping with the chat or so forth, please contact me on Reddit. So I'll wait a couple of seconds, and else I will close the stream. Great job, thank you. You're welcome. It's lovely to do it. Are you guys planning on doing a podcast? What do you mean with podcast? Because this is a stream, so it's basically a podcast. Or you mean that we show our faces and with cameras and stuff like that? Because in typical Swiss fashion, I don't want to show my face or remain, I'm not a person who likes to be in the public. I saw a problem, thought of a solution, and tried the solution. But yeah, if possible, I like to stay kind of anonymous. Or did you mean something else with it? I just have to wait till it refreshes. Okay. And yeah, just again as a reminder, please use Schweizerdeutsch if you have suggestions, want to come on the show, or want to help out, and or even if you have other things which which would be useful in learning English, post your sources or anything like that, because yeah, it takes a lot of time to produce do such a show, because I try to do different segments and yeah, just mix it up a bit and not make it not so much boring, or however you call it. So anyway, thanks a lot, have a nice evening, and see you next week. Goodbye.